Our gospel here in this Easter season brings us back the figure of Nicodemus, who we remember in the Passion narrative of Good Friday, brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes weighing about 100 pounds. Here we have a passage from their first meeting between Nicodemus and Jesus, and Nicodemus came at night. He came at night as if from misunderstanding, not understanding. And our Lord tries to help him. As our Lord says, "The wind blows where it wills, and you can hear the sound it makes, but you do not know where it comes from or where it goes. So it is with everyone who is born of the Spirit." The will seems arbitrary, like the wind, but the will is an important human faculty that we all possess. And today, the Church remembers Pope Martin I, who had something very important to teach us about the will, specifically the will of our Lord Jesus Christ. The Fathers taught from the earliest times that what our Lord did not assume, that is, of our human nature, he did not save. And that is what we're celebrating here in this Easter season, as we look at the reality of what the cross has accomplished for us. At the time of Pope St. Martin, there was a heresy circulating in the church with the support of the highest government officials in Constantinople. This heresy was a belief that Christ had only one will, his divine will, as if to say the human faculty of the will our Lord didn't possess. And this is a heresy because our Lord was fully human. He fully possessed the human nature. And so if what was not assumed was not saved, then our Lord, if he didn't have a will, didn't save our will. So it is important for us to recognize that since Christ was fully human, he had a human will. Our will helps us. It helps us to choose among the good things that this world presents us. If we, before the time of coronavirus, went to a buffet and were presented with a multitude of food we couldn't possibly eat it all, it's all good in and of itself, but we have a choice to make. And the will is precisely that faculty that helps us choose between good things. And so the wind blows where it wills, and to us it seems arbitrary, but truly it is not, because we believe as Christians that God made the world and made it good. We heard that reading the story of creation at the Easter Vigil. And we know that since God created the world and he created it good, he created it with a plan, and so that there is an order to all things as well in the world. And so that means that what our will chooses needs to be real goods and not just fake goods. Our will, you see, is fallible. It can make mistakes. And precisely the world, in the way that it persecutes the church today, it's not on obscure theological points like in the time of St. Martin, but more seemingly fundamental truths that the church was inflexible upon because the church doesn't feel it has the capacity to change the truth. And thus, as the world, in the will of the world, the wind blows where it wills, the world does not have the capacity to understand us, to understand the Christian belief that all these things are ordered in a way by the fact that God created them. So what's in this for us today? In recognizing that our Lord had two wills, it is important for us to recognize that we are not God. God willed the world into being, and so he wished to create man, and again at the Easter Vigil we heard that reading. But our will is not so powerful. Our will does not have the capacity to make good what is evil, or to make true what is false. And so we recognize in our own state a certain humility that the will is not supreme. We have another faculty, reason, that we received in order to see the order that God created in the world. And so we also remember here that what Christ assumed, he has the capacity to heal. And so we turn to our Lord, who had a human will, and we seek from him a certain grace today, and let us seek that we will choose with our will those things and only those things which are good for us.